little delayed there. One of my settings for the going live uh, somehow got bumped. Wouldn't let me kick it off. So anyhow, as you can see, I'm in a room, and being in that room means I had some truck issues last week. So we're gonna go all the way back to when I live streamed from my dad's garage. Um, that was choppy. So, but the whole live stream got recorded on my GoPro. So I was just able to upload it, send it. It looked good. Hopefully, y'all get in there and take a look at that and show him some love. Hardworking man, and I've gotten all my hard work ethics from him. Um, Left his house Saturday night because I had to be in the semi on Sunday morning, August 4th. So therefore, I went down, gassed up my car, went to get on the interstate. Blower motor, HVAC system quit on the car, and it was still pretty damn hot and humid. So I pulled over, spent 45 minutes tracking stuff down. It just stopped like a blown fuse. I couldn't figure it out. I didn't want to be much later, so I got home midnight, actually 12:04. Um, yeah, you would think I would always remember to turn all these things down, but no, I don't. So got home just after midnight, turned around, got back up in the morning at 8 o'clock. Uh, got myself together, laundry, stuff like that. Went to work, got loaded in the semi, and took off Sunday around noon, 12:30. Uh, can't recall. I didn't shoot a live last week. If I did, but I didn't after Sunday. Monday got up from the Loves there in Belafonte, outside of Columbus, Ohio, and took off for my deliveries in Columbus, Ohio. I'm just picking up the slack as we have a driver short, which right now we're pretty slow, and it wouldn't make sense to hire another driver at this point, in my eyes. So therefore, when I got Columbus done, and I got to Zanesville, Ohio, stopped at the rider shop, fueled up, because I knew once I got east and into West Virginia, there's no more rider shops till I get down to Roanoke or Draper, Virginia. So I made it 20 miles east on I-70 from Zanesville, and that's all she wrote. Sat in a traffic backup for a medical emergency as 77 and 79 were shut down, and the transmission sat there spinning and smoking the clutch in an automatic shift transmission. I have been not a favorite of these automatics. I mean, they're great for the dumbed down driver that's coming out here these days. Like I said, I've always had a stick shift, and I've never ever in all my years taken my red hooded Mac at 550,000 miles. We never put a clutch in it, and that's hauling anywhere from 150 to 200,000 pound loads. And the last Freightliner I had, two Freightliners ago, my day cab with the stick shift, I ran that here at the same company, 550 miles, 550, over 500,000 miles. I got that truck new and never put a clutch in that. And this truck, 334,000 miles, they had to do some work on the trans and the clutch replacement, smoked the clutch. Um, Once I started off the highway and up the nearest ramp, I got halfway up the ramp, and it just sat there, and my foot to the floor and nothing happening. So I don't know the whole scenario, but it's a whole nother control module and chips and everything to run this transmission. And well, it shifts just like a manual, but the computer does it. The computer also doesn't know when I'm going up a 7% grade hill in a switchback mountain, doing switchbacks. I need a stick because that automatic's constantly shifting up and down, up and down, up and down. Um, It's ridiculous. It just singles out the men from the boys. And if you're a professional and really know what the hell you're doing, and you know that truck inside and out, not just get behind the wheel and hold the steering wheel and shove it into the sunrise or sunset, you'll make things last. But I'm gonna rail that to the day I die. I'm sorry, but they've got these trucks so dumbed down that you might as well just pull a monkey out of the jungle and drive these stupid things anymore, because that's pretty much how dumbed down it is, or how much intelligence you need to have to drive one of these stupid things with all the IT in it. So, clutch went out, got record back and a new rotator. That was nice. Uh, Akron, Ohio was the nearest rider with a rental sleeper. They had that hooked down. As soon as it came off the hook, um, ball drive tires, AC wasn't working, airlines, everything was laying on the catwalk. No spring for it. Basically, take it as it is, deal with it. Kind of the attitude. The guy shot some Freon in the AC. It worked for 16 hours, and once that 16 hours wore out, that thing went hot as a air fryer. It was a hot box in there, way hotter in the cab than it was outside. And called and just was getting irritated with the truck. So boss man said, just start, just stay at hotels. So I started that. See, that would have been Monday, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I got back Thursday night. But for the most part, I stayed at two hotels. It was a relief. It took me the first night, I was drained. The second night, I was getting pretty peeved. And luckily, talking with my wife, she, was reasoning with me, and it's not fair, but um, get through the week with it. And my boss ended up calling thereafter, and just they had been working on a solution and a plan to execute when I got back. So basically, that truck then went into our rider shop back home base, and I got the guy that quit. I got his day cab, so I'm running a day cab this week. So in 7 days, three trucks. Um, my truck's done. I got a phone call today, said your truck's done in Zanesville, Ohio, at the Freightliner there. So I just need to get back there with the rental truck, because I got to turn it back to the state of origin that the truck was signed out at. So I got to finish out the route this week, get back up to Grand Rapids, do my 34 and what have you. And when I go back out, we're going to make sure my route's set, so I get back by there and pick that truck up. Hotels are nice. About the only convenience is the bathroom and showers right there. I was able to get a nice shower just after I ate here, but for the most part, it really sucks having to stop when you stop at night. I had to take the room dolly cart out and load everything up, because I've got my cooler, clothes, other food, and all that. Because I just eat here at the hotel. A lot of these hotels, either you got to walk or you got to pay a high premium price to get food delivered in, and I'm saving money. So, um, yeah, it's been a turd show to say the least. So I got back Thursday night. I worked on the car Thursday night until about 10, 11 o'clock, and come down to it Friday morning by midnight. We had parts being ordered, and I went to the parts store for two parts, took one back and one I needed. So what came down in my car was the blower motor was good, but the fan was plastic and pressed on, and the fan was cracked and ready to throw itself into the ductwork. So it was shot there. The resistor for the dual zone, that senses the side to side, which you want to, if one side wants to be cooler or warmer than the other. We've replaced that, and the big culprit was the relay tucked under the engine hood in the fuse block. So I thought I checked it, but one of those it's one of those four-prong Ford relays. It's not anything you're going to pick up at a Pilot and or a Walmart and take off, and get a quick fix. Fuses, yes, but the relay, I had to track one down. Found one at Napa, and the wife's ordering another one for a backup. So I pretty much replaced everything into that HVAC on the car, and it's working like a champ. So I was happy to get through that, and the cabin air filter. So cleaned up the ductwork, put a new cabin air filter in. We were out $148, and probably about between 3 and 4 hours of my time because of running to get parts. So I'm pretty happy with that. Got the car up and running, and then we took off and hung out down at our camper on our other property. So we needed to take a little R&R, and we're gonna head back down there this week and get hopefully I get recharged. So it was a long week at home, and top of dealing with the trucks in the heat last week because I was in that truck Tuesday all day, Wednesday and Thursday all day with no AC, with anywhere from 85 and up humidity, with 88 to 91 degree heat. So that truck was a disaster to ride in. It drained me out. So Friday, I was pretty drained, but I sucked it up and got things done around the house, on the car, down at the other property. But this week I've been taking it slow and easy. Yep, so the truck's done. I haven't heard on the rental. The rental truck, they asked for an extension. They were supposed to have it done tomorrow. They called my boss and said that if they could have it for a little bit longer. He said, "You got till Friday. I got to have it back because that thing's going back to Ohio, and they can have that turd." I pretty much have put my foot down. Said if I see one thing out of place again on another rental, I don't care if it's on the side of the road, I'll refuse it, and I'll sit on the side of the road. That was ridiculous. That the division that signed that truck off to be brought out to be used, leased, rented, whatever, that person should be fired. There were so many obvious signs on that truck. So it is what it is at this point. Water under the bridge, but nobody died. Things went swimmingly. I'm just looking forward to getting my truck back. I'm getting tired of heaving stuff in and out of my truck every night coming in the hotel. And I could have done better this week on situations, because the sleeper truck allows me bigger variable to find parking, and or at the customer's place. I'm more at the mercy of the hotels with the day cab. I told my wife, I'm up here, I'm in the sticks. And if I couldn't get in this hotel, I would just have taken the truck up the truck stop and just slept across the seats on top of my cooler. But that wouldn't have bothered me. I've done it before. It wouldn't be the first time. But I was able to work something out with my customer and dropping the trailer at his place and just bobtailing over the hotel. But I did that last week too. I dropped the trailer at my customers in Kentucky, and I bobtailed to the hotel. I literally left the windows halfway down on that truck when I went in the hotel. It was so stupid, humid, and hot in that truck. But I was glad. It was the night. I was glad. Just I'm like, one more day in that truck and I'm back. But the weather's been better. Surprisingly, these Detroit 13 liters we have in the day cab pull way better than these 15-liter Cummins by a long shot. But they definitely chew up their fuel a little bit more. So yeah, I made good time. So I'm going to be about a half a day early on one stop up there on an appointment time, but that's fine. One piece, they'll squeeze me in. So today I put just getting this stop off where I'm at in the town I'm in Clintwood, Virginia. That's already putting me a half a day ahead. So I'm happy for that. So we're sitting good. I just want to get back. I know my wife and I were having this discussion on drivers. What was that discussion on drivers? It was oh, Alex at Mother Trucker channel. He had this guy. This guy asked him to put him on blast on his channel about his company and why they're making changes. And this dude, I'll put the link to that in the description to that video. But this is stuff we're actually seeing and has been done at our company. But this guy, his drivers were cherry picking loads. Um, they lost contracts. They lost big contracts. Um, and some of these were like Costco and Walmart DCs, but basically they couldn't make appointment times. These guys were picking up their loads late. They were breaking down for some reason or another, and or they were two examples of being late was they didn't time themselves correctly. They were oversleeping instead of, like you get a 10-hour restart and you're back on the road, and these guys were taking 15 hours out on the road for a restart and then showing up hours later, half a day later on the appointment time. And in the produce and refrigeration industry, because they were doing refrigerated trailers, uh, those appointment times are crucial. You're late, they'll reject the load, and guess what? Someone's going to eat that cost. And for the late appointments and the fees, because the fees get instilled to someone for the load being late, and it was the shipper was incurring these loads, and so the carrier ended up losing from the shipper their contract. The other was the drivers would get to that place. So if they got on their grounds and staging, say their appointments at 2:30 in the morning, they're showing up at 10 o'clock at night. They'll lay down in the staging area, but they wouldn't get up in time and miss their window on their appointment time. Ridiculous. Um, I've seen this hauling refrigerated trailers before, but I've seen this with companies near and far firsthand. Drivers are going to say, I'm going to start. I'm not going to start till after this time, and I only want to work this many hours, and I'm only going to do this and do that. And this guy basically on blast on YouTube said, if you can't make your appointment times and you're late, and if you're saying, hey, I got back on Sunday, I'm ready to go on Tuesday, they call in on Tuesday and they're like, this is your offer, this is your choice of loads. And they're like, I don't like those. I'll be ready on Thursday. So they're cherry picking loads. They're like, no more. If you don't take the load, you're fired. Whether you're an owner operator contracted with this company or you're a company driver, you're fired. You're done. Pack the shit out of your truck and get out. So, that all said, a lot of these companies are getting zero tolerance because margins are tight. And to hold on to these contracts so you don't go under your drivers, us, me, you got to be punctual on pre-planning your trip the day before on where you got to be the next day. And you better be looking. For me, I'm on this route this week with 17 stops. I pretty much yesterday, when I got to Elkins, West Virginia, I had called my customers before I delivered to Elkins yesterday afternoon, was already calling my customers, and a little bug there, calling my customers in Roanoke for today. And I gave them specifically a half-hour window when I would be there. The first customer, I said, hey, I'm going to be sitting out in your front yard when you guys open the door, 9 o'clock. Next customer, I said, I'll be there between 9:30 and 9:45. The next customer, I gave him a 15-minute window of, I'll be between here, this time, and this time. Nailed it. Every single customer. Last customer, I said, I'll be there, because I had 5 customers in Roanoke. One was between Roanoke and Martinsville. Told him I'd be there between 12 and 1. Showed up at noon. So punctual. You've got to be punctual in this industry. Um, Companies like ours, they will, you know, I can tell you right now, they're not going to tolerate you getting late starts because you're too damn lazy to get out of bed and get in the truck and get down the road and milking the clock, whatever it may be. But these companies have zero tolerance. And there is a pool of drivers on the sideline not working with a CDL that'll probably be more than happy to take your job. So we're back to the way it was in the early 90s, where there is way more drivers in the pool than there are working. And there's very few jobs, and the jobs are getting fewer and fewer out there. Companies are scaling back, companies are going out of business. So is there a trucker shortage? Absolutely not. There is no trucker shortage out there. It is made up, skewed numbers by the government, thinking because they're trying to make the economy look peachy, rosy, and unicorns and rainbows. I hate to say it, but there is no leverage for us guys out there to be cocky and say, you can't function without me. Trust me, there's another guy on the sideline, hungry and ready to feed his family. When I say hungry, he's energetic. He's ready to give his all to that company just to make a paycheck so he can keep afloat his mortgage, food on the table, and transportation. So think hard and wisely of what your actions and what you're going to say or do in this logistics industry. So it's for this guy. I told my wife, you really need to hear this guy, because I'm going to actually send the link of this to my boss and the CEO, because this is something companies are moving towards. They're getting zero tolerance. You F up, you're out, because the pool's gotten more filled with available drivers now. So keep that in mind. Things aren't looking the greatest out there economically. Like I said, the wife and I are just focusing on our economy at home. I am not getting drawn into anything politically or this Olympics or any of that jazz. I mean, I don't agree with it. Sorry about that. Yeah, my phone was ringing in. So anyhow, economically, focus on your economy. If anything, take time, not follow politics or political science. Just stay in your lane and cover your home, your budget, your economy, and stay true to that. Whether it's getting debt paid off, investing money for the future, and having some reserve money on the side for emergencies, car breakdown, furnace going out, stuff like that. That's how we look at it. But it's funny that people are making a big deal out of, got to have a new car, I've got to take the kids to Disney because of making memories and all this. I'm going to tell you, when you're out there and you burnt both ends of the candle financially, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. You brought it on yourself. And don't get on platforms and say, oh, feel sorry for me because now I'm broke and I can't feed my kids. Even these families, they were announcing, on the morning news that I follow, there's parents that are cutting out meals or just cutting back and buying groceries so they can cover their kids for school clothes and school supplies, and on an average $1,000 per kid. And I'm like, I don't know what these people are thinking, but if I'm that damn broke as a joke and I gotta starve, we're going down to Goodwill and we're gonna pick it off the rack, man. But anyhow, um, families won't stop the mindset of what they've been ingrained on their lifestyle. You better change your lifestyle and what is here and happening economically. Otherwise, a person like me, blue collar guy, you're gonna think I'm some big business owner or something. So I've had people ask me that before, and I'm just a hardworking guy who just manages every penny and dollar going in and out of the house. So you should do the same. That's the best I can preach to you. So anyhow, folks, stay safe out there. That's what we've been doing. I'm getting ready to get to bed. I gotta be. I've been getting up like 3, 4 o'clock every each morning. Getting a jump on each day here. So stay safe. Continue educating yourself. Knowledge is learned and not taught. And we will see you all in the next video.